Right, welcome back, everyone. Very good morning to all. I think am I audible to everyone, guys? Thank you so much for the acknowledgement. So we are in the journey of RESTful services. RESTful services, and we have started something we had in the last class. We discussed REST template and no REST template and web client. What is the difference? I have explained. I will take one example also going forward in this week, tomorrow, or Monday's class. Today we shall understand about two important topics again. Number one happens to be Spring Boot profiles. Number two happens to be how our Spring application can receive XML type of data also. XML type of data also, how our application can receive. I hope you are able to understand this. Yeah. So right now all our applications were dealing with only JSON type of data. Our application should be able to bind XML to Java object and Java to XML object. What we have seen is with respect to the JSON data, can our application take XML also? I may have to show you that. Apart from that, I'll talk on the HTTP status code. If tomorrow we shall see that hate use, whatever topic is left out, we shall be discussing in today's class. Fine. So for whatever our APIs we have developed, guys, all of that have been all of them have been dealing with only JSON type of data. Is have we worked with XML type of data in our RESTful services, guys, so far? Yes, no, maybe no. All right. I would like to take same. I would like to just re-add this. I'll say XML REST API application XML, or maybe REST API XML is the name of the application. I would like to go back. It is taking some time. All right. Okay. Allow me a minute. I have to share the Zoom link. It seems. Where is the Zoom link? I have to share the Zoom link, guys, to some of the participants. Allow me a minute of time. If you could come on time, it will not be having any issues. I think the project is ready. Okay. I would like to make some small changes here. Greetings and all of that is fine. I'll do one thing. I'll go back here. I have to accept some data to show that. Okay. I'll go back and delete this. I'll go back and delete this. No service or something. I don't want to. These things very simple. I want to keep it. Structure I'm keeping simple, guys. I would like to go and delete this package only. Not needed. Rest we have, and I'll create one more package. New package. I'll say dot model. Okay. Now within this, I'll create a new, and I'll create some simple class. Maybe I'll say here course class. One model I would like to work with so that I can bind this to XML data. You can have anything you want here. Okay. I would like to go back here. I'll say private. uh, Integer type of ID. Private string type of course. private string type of duration, private double type of cost. Okay, I would like to go here. I'll say source. I would like to go and have some setters and getters. I'm not storing the data. I just want to bind the XML data to this Java object to XML data. That's what I want to achieve here. I would like to go back and have a zero parameterized constructor as well. I would like to go back here and have a toString method as well. Create one normal Pojo, guys. One modern normal no Java object. I have Pojo which I would like to work with. After which I'll go back here and create one API. I'll say new class. Excuse me, guys, a minute. All right, guys. I'll say a course controller. And as you all know, normally I would like to just go here and say restrict controller. And I would like to just create two APIs, one which can receive XML type of data and bind that to Java object, one which can produce an Java object which will be converted to XML. So far, our APIs were able to receive and send the JSON data. Right now, I want my API to be enabled for both XML as well as JSON. All of you have understood the context of this application, every one of you? Yes? Great. Response entity, maybe I would like to give you a string type of response initially. I'll say add the course information is the name of the method. I would like to go back here and say, of course, course type of course is what I want to say here. And as all of you know very well, I just have to use an annotation called as request body. These things are default understanding so far for everyone present in the class. After which I would like to go back here. I want to check I want to check whether really I'm able to receive Java object or not. Okay, all our APIs were able to receive JSON, and internally Jackson is what I have been used, is what I have told here. I would like to go back here. String type of maybe some message I would like to add, which I want to give to my client. I would like to say here course information added. Okay, simple one message. I am not going to connect because all of you know how to connect to the database. Every new application I know want to connect, because the purpose of learning this application is different. I'll say string, and the message which I would like to give to my end user is response body and HTTP status course did dot created. Done. I have to bind this to which annotation, guys? As all of you know, it should be a post mapping. Post mapping. I would like to add here value. If you don't add the value directly, also you can add. But whenever you have multi-value annotation, adding the attribute for every value is compulsory. If you have only single value, then adding this attribute is not a matter of concern, which we have seen earlier. I'll say add course. After which I would like to say here consumes equals to within the double quote. I would like to specify application XML, comma. I would like to say here application slash JSON. Both XML and JSON, it should be in a position to take it. That's the meaning of it. I would like to save this. There is no problem. And I would like to develop one more API. One more API method, which is binded to get request this time. And I'll not say consumes here. I'll say produces. Produces. And I'll say here get course info is the name of the method. And I would not like to receive anything from the end user. This I would like to remove. I'm just producing it. I'll manually create the object of, course here. Of course, the return type is course. Course is a return type. And I'll create the object of course object any manually, because this time I am producing the Java object, which will be converted and given to my end user as the XML object. That's the end goal here. Okay. Course equals to new course. And I would like to add some parameters. What all we have inside the course? I'll say here ID, course, duration, and cost. Course ID is maybe 1. Okay. String type of course, I would like to give the name of the course is DevOps with AWS. And the price may be duration is there. I'll say here 4 months. And I'll say here months. And I would like to go back and say the pricing, say with some random pricing, I would like to give it. Done. After which I would like to just add this course object here. Response entity, the response body will be course. I would like to say here course and dot OK, because this time I'm sending the data, not creating any resource in my database. That's the meaning of it. I would like to import it. Done. Saved. At the top of the your model class, guys, whenever you want to make sure that this can be binded to XML also alongside the JSON means you need not to do anything. So far, have you used some extra thing, guys, in order to make sure that Jackson API is working to bind the Java object to JSON, JSON to the Java? Have we done something extra in our applications? Everyone in the class know, right? But to make sure that it is enabled for XML also, earlier we used to use one annotation called as XML, root element. But right now this is not there. Even if you add the dependency, it is completely outdated. We use one more annotation at the top of this class is Jackson XML root element. I would like to import. See, if you import it, you are not getting the option here. It is telling that create. That means the default Jackson which is getting added in your APIs because of the Spring Web dependency. In that, this entire thing which can enable the XML binding also is not there. You have to separately add it. I'll go back to my browser. I'll go to the Maven repository. I would like to go back here. Jackson. I'll say here Jackson XML. Jackson XML. Jackson data format XML, you are getting the option. I would like to take this latest version, which is there from the 29th October 2024. I would like to go with that. Copy from here, which is 1 month back. Latest they have updated. Let's use that. I'll go back to my application. Go back to my pom.xml. As normal, everyone knows these things are very default to everyone. I would like to just go and add it. I would like to save. After saving, right click. I'll say Maven, update the project. Project is updated. Now I'll go back to my course. If I have to keep this, guys, are you all able to get the option of import? Earlier we did not had the option of import. Right now we do have the option of import. I would like to import this. Save. This annotation is what being used. Can you find in the Spring IO? No. Your starter.io, you'll not be able to find this because it is not from the Spring. It is coming from where? com.fasterxml.jackson. Anyway, guys, behind the scene to convert JSON to Java, Java to JSON, which API is being used? Everyone in the class? It is the Jackson API. All of you. Others in the class, are you all there? If you could respond, it will be a great help for me, every one of you. Now, guys, this XML is also, this is also coming from which API? Jackson only. So whatever default Jackson API is getting added, it is there to bind the data only for the JSON. If you want the same Jackson API to be used to bind the data for XML also, then you have to add one more dependency from the same Jackson, which can bind with the XML also, which is Jackson XML root element. Okay. So I would like to save now. No problem. All right. I would like to deploy my application on the server. Let me deploy. Can application deployed in multiple servers? Yes, you can deploy. There is a concept of load balancing. I'll discuss in the microservices how to deploy application into multiple servers. So what is the need of deploying one application into multiple server? What is the concept of load balancing? How can they achieve? What will be the need? All of that I will tell you. Why cloud is used? Why not manual servers? You'll get clarity. I'll discuss that in the upcoming classes. It's in a part of the journey. Okay. 8080 guys, no context path is being used. I would like to go back here. It's not add. Let me just say get course. I would like to redeploy the application. I would like to take this, go back to my Postman tool. All right, guys, kindly see every one of you. 8080 slash no context path is there. Directly get course is there. I would like to just send the request. What is the default? See, are all of you are able to see this, guys, right now? Is it XML format or is it JSON format? The syntax here. XML. Now I would like to go back to the next, where the request type I'll make it post, and the response body, request body, I would like to go with the raw type of the data. I'll make it XML. I would like to add it here. Okay, now right now what type of data am I sending, guys? What's the type of data I'm sending? It is the XML data. Kindly see here, guys. It is XML data. Of course, it is add course. I will say add course, and I would like to send this. You can see, guys, oops, there is a problem, internal server error, but it is able to give you the data. Let me again cross check if it is working fine. Guys, see 8080 get course. I would like to send this. Am I able to get this, guys, in the XML format? Our API is responding XML format. It should receive now. Post request. I think the endpoints and everything must be same. I would like to go back here. There is some exception also, maybe. Internal some Jackson API problem, guys. This is XML parcel problem, which is this exception is not coming from this thing. It is coming from the Jackson faster API. But this is working fine. There is a problem of post mapping. Somewhere some mistake is there here, with small mistake I would feel, to receive this data. I hope it is consumes only. Produces means it is working fine. There is no problem. it is producing this data. I would like to go back here. Application slash XML application slash JSON. I would like to go back to my Postman tool. I would like to go back to the post request. Header is there. Body is there. We do have headers. Why there is no headers? Mhm. Why by default headers are not there? Six. Okay. I'll go back here. Content type XML application.xml is there, no? The type of the content is application slash XML. Mhm. Allow me a minute of time, guys. Let me see. It is giving you data, but I want to check why for post request it is creating the problem, which it should not be creating it. I would like to check maybe the problem of dependency also it could be. Let me go back. I'll add one more dependency, which is this latest dependency. Go back here. Because whatever class is needed to bind the data, that class, it is no such method means some dependency problem. It is default. Okay. So I would like to go back, stop this application, right click, Maven update the project. I'll say okay. The project is updated. I would like to deploy my application. I'll go back to my API. I mean the Postman tool. I'll make a get request, guys, again. I'm getting the JSON, I mean XML format of data, no problem. I'll go back here. Content type is application slash XML only. Body is JSON, I mean XML format only. XML I have told. Now I would like to just add this. Guys, course info added. It is because of the dependency. Now we can see we could able to get this object in the form of Java also. We are sending the XML data. Are we able to bind to Java object? The answer is yes. We just have to add some dependencies. Now, all of you as a developer, can you develop the application which can bind to XML data also, JSON data also, my dear friends? So REST APIs, if in the Spring Boot, if you want to bind it to JSON data, any extra efforts are required? Any extra efforts? However, for the XML, little bit of extra efforts is needed. Okay, for the XML, little extra efforts, you have to add two more dependencies from the same family of JSON to bind that to XML. Okay, but not with respect to normal applications. So we can develop the application which can send also. What if we are using some of the web services, some other applications develop the web services wherein we have to send the XML data, or maybe that particular API is sending us XML data, not the JSON. Maybe they are following the SOAP based web services. Some important APIs there which work with SOAP based web services. Our application should not restrict not to make a call to that APIs. We should be flexible enough that we can make a call to that API which can generate us XML or JSON, any type of data. It should not be the matter of concern. Fine, all of you. Now let's go back here and understand one more topic, which is profiles. See, my dear friends, first of all, software development is all about two important steps. Software development is all about two important steps. Number one, writing the code, which is developing the application. Number two, building and deployment. First part is writing the code. Second part is build and deployment. To make the build and deployment automatic, we use one of the DevOps tool, which is nothing but Jenkins. The entire software development is divided into two important steps here. Number one step is writing the code. Step number two is building and deploying. Now, writing the code, building and deployment. This is all the task of a developer. This is the where unit test cases you have to write. You have to write the code. All of this, you have to push your code into GitHub repository. From the designing, writing the code, writing the unit test cases, and pushing it to GitHub repository, it is developer's task. After which the team of DevOps comes into picture, where we have to take the code from the GitHub repository. We have to run if there are any unit test cases. We have to compile your Java code, right? We have to convert it to, a var file, and then we have to create a image, Docker image, and then we have to automatically deploy the application using the Kubernetes. To automate the process of build and deployment, we use one of the tool called as Jenkins, which is based on the Java. Jenkins is what we use. Jenkins will automate the process of building and deployment. Automate means if you just activate the Jenkins, it will only take the code from the GitHub repository. It will only compile. It will only run if there are unit test cases. It will only go and communicate with Docker in order to create the Docker image. It will only communicate with Kubernetes for the automatic deployment. All of the process will be automated, for which we use the Jenkins. Fine. Now we deploy the application into multiple environment. Application will not directly be deployed. Multiple environment means to test your application, first it will be deployed in dev environment. Then it will be deployed in system under test, SIT, system in test, which is testing environment. Separate dedicated team of test engineers will perform the testing. Then if it is your own company, then it might go to pilot and go to the production if it is a own product. If it is with the client, then we will have user acceptance testing from the client end. And some companies may go for pilot, or some companies trial round, like equal to the real production. Then we have something called as production environment. Prod environment, which is production environment, means your application is live for the entire world, to all the end users. If your application is in the production, that means application is deployed to the entire world. Now end users, the users for whom we have developed the application, they can access it. Fine. But before it goes to this production, it also goes through multiple environments. Dev environment, where developers will deploy and check if our application is working fine. We have developed, we have written the code. Let's deploy as if we are deploying to the real. let's test by ourselves. Then system by QA team, separate dedicated team of testing, they will go with it. Then if it is a client, we are developing the application for our client may also have its own environment where they want to test our applications working fine or not. Then actually if all the approvals are over, we go for the production. That means application is now fine, test team, developer teams, our client, everyone is happy. Let's make our application live for the entire world. So far whatever I've discussed, are you all understanding, guys? Everyone, those who are into the technical field from a longer time, they know this by default. Those who are new to the world of coding and technical profiles, you should be knowing it. Now our developer team might use a different relational databases, might deploy it in a different server. They might deploy it in the Tomcat, and they might use 8080 as a port number. They might use MySQL database. Our system in test, they might use another port number. They might use the PostgreSQL database. Our client might use Oracle database, and they may deploy it in a different port number. In the production, in real, we might use MySQL again, and we might deploy it in a different port number and different server. Right? Now guys, if you could able to recall, in the application.properties is where we specify our data source also, where we specify our server information also. Both server configuration and the data source configuration we write within the application.properties files. All of you agree on this? Yes, no, maybe? All of you are there in the class? Now in that regard, guys, if our application is getting deployed in the dev environment, don't think you will be given a different data source configuration for PostgreSQL, small changes again, port number details separately. Again, if it is getting deployed in the testing environment, and if they want to test by using a different database, by deploying a different server, again, don't think you have to make changes in the application.properties of your file. If you're making changes, then again the same var file cannot be created. Again, you may have to recompile, right, your entire code. Then again the Jenkins part, the building and deployment part, you have to redo once again, because you are making changes in your application. Whenever you are making any changes in the application, again you may have to recreate the var file of your application. You have to redeploy the application. Again the UAT different, again the production different configuration. That means so many times you may have to make the changes. To avoid this problem, we have something called as Spring Boot profiles. Spring Boot profiles means create multiple profiles of the same application. Multiple profiles of the same application means make sure that you have configuration details of MySQL also. You have configuration detail of Oracle also. You have configuration detail of PostgreSQL also. What do you mean by that? Make sure that in your application you have specified the port number 8080 also, 8081 also, 8084 also. That means create multiple profiles, create multiple application.properties files. At the time of developing, as a developer, you create multiple profiles of your application. That means multiple configuration files. And at the time where it is getting deployed, you can just make small changes. With just small change, you can shift whichever server you want, you can shift whichever database you want, and you can deploy your application into multiple environments, and you can test easily. That means enabling our application with multiple configuration files, multiple profiles, multiple configuration file. One application.properties file is equal to one profile. Creating multiple profiles of our application, wherein our application becomes flexible with different configurations. As a developer, you just have to make one small change in the main profile, in the main application.properties files that we are this time want in the production environment. Then it will go to the production environment application.properties files, and whatever configuration details we have there, it will choose that. So with one small change, with no major changes in the configuration, you can switch your application for multiple, profiles. That means multiple environments. So let's try to show you this. I would like to go back to application. All of you are understanding, guys? Any ambiguity to anyone here? Yes, no, maybe. Any ambiguity? No ambiguity, right? I'll go back here. I'll say here profiles is what I would like to give here. Spring Boot gives this option. I would like to go back here and some application model and all of that is there here. Hmm. I want to keep it simple. Student is there, greetings there, service is there. Okay, I want to keep it very simple. Okay. Hmm. I don't want to receive some data or send some data, something as such. I'd like to go back here. Uh, Not this. I'll do one thing. I think we have coded one application courses and iCourse or something as such. In our Spring Core. Okay, Spring Core is not there here. Let me go back and create by myself. I'll say here iCourse. Excuse me, guys. Go back here. I'll say some the normal code, guys. I hope all of you can understand. This thing should not be a matter of concern. So this is default. Whenever I write such codes, you should be having a default normal one, basic application I'm developing. That's it. I'll go back here. I would like to add it here. I'll go back here. I would like to add it here. And some simple messages as we have done it earlier also. I'll say here Spring Boot course purchased and amount paid is amount. One basic application, normal application, which I have developed. I would like to go back here and I would like to say here true. I would like to take this, go back here, I would like to add it here, and I'll say DevOps. All right. My dear friends, this is done, a basic application. And if you could able to recall from the main method, we used to just, write that code by containers and all of that. If all of you are okay with it, I would like to go back here, create this, and then container dot get the bean. I used to specify, give iCourse dot class. And we used to specify what we needed, and I'll say course normally one basic application. And we have developed enough of code that all of you, when I write such codes, it's all default understanding for every one of you in the class. Okay. Some moment. Okay, done. Guys, I'll go back to application.properties. Right now, I have only one profile. I'll create multiple profiles. That means multiple application.properties so that my application is flexible. At the time of build and deployment process, I need not to make major changes in my application with just minimal code. So I'll make sure that my application is eligible to be deployed or to be used in different environments. I'll go back here and create multiple profiles. I'll say here, right click, new, and I'll go back and say normal file. Okay, file. I'll say next. Name of the file, I'll give it as, it should be same as the application first of all. Hyphen, this is the context, guys. Automatically it will read if you give this syntax. Application hyphen, I'll say here dev dot properties. Properties. Dev means it is a dev environment. I would like to create it. It's done. Similar to this, I will go and create one more, which is not dev. I'll say here maybe it is SIT, testing profile for the testing environment. I'll go back here. I'll create one more. I'll give it as maybe it is the production environment. I'll say here production environment. I'll say okay. It is there right now. All right. Every one of you present in the class. Now, one small changes is what I would like to make here. I'd like to go back to all this. Whatever configuration you want, you can write. You can write different data source configurations. I don't want to make it big. You can write whatever just to make you understand this. I'll say server dot port equals to server dot port equals to 8081. I would like to take this, right? I would like to go to the production environment. I would like to just to make sure that there is a difference. I would like to go to the testing environment and I would like to add. Now, my dear friends, this application, whatever I'm writing, how many profiles right now I have created for this application? How many profiles we have? Totally 4 profiles. Our application, it's a default profile. Apart from that, 3 profiles I have created: dev, production, and testing, right? Here you can specify a different data source configuration. Maybe you can specify Oracle database. The configuration could be anything else. It could be about the Kafka. It could be about the Redis. It could be about the data source, whatever it is. So here maybe I am enabling my application for this configuration, dev environment, for production environment, for the testing environment. I'll go back here. I'll go back here and I'll just enable right now which I want to use. I will say here spring dot profiles dot active equals to, maybe I will say here dev. Which profiles I'm activating, guys? Dev profile is what I'm activating. And if I have to go back and deploy this application, I'll say right click, run as Java application. I'm deploying the application, dear friends. Oops, there is a problem. Invocation target issues. We don't have an APIs. That could be the problem. No such method, JDK method, bin factor, no unique bin, no qualifying bin. That means no dependence injection, nothing I have told you. No, that's the reason. There are 2 qualifying bins. I'm not using though here. Oh, here. The problem is this code, guys. Both of them are there. Which to use is the meaning of it. Aha. I'll do one thing for now. I would like to comment this part. Okay. I would like to redeploy this application because our end goal is not this. We have seen inversion of control and dependence injection. Why this error is there? All of you know we have understood Spring Core very well. But I wanted to observe this part, guys. All of you, please here. What is the port number being used? What is the port number being used? If I have to open the profile, testing profile, port number is 8480, 8084, 8082, 8081. So which profile is getting used? Right now it is just port. You might say that small changes I can make in the main file only, main profile only. No, it could be more than the server information. It could be data source, Kafka, Redis. You can write different configurations. And you have to make one small change. You just have to change the profile. Right now, I'll change the profile to maybe production. I would like to save DevTool. I have not added. So no auto redeployment. I have to manually deploy the application. You can see, guys, application deployed in 8482. That is in the different profile. Are you all understanding, every one of you? Yes. I'll do one thing. I want to check this also. I'll go back here. Okay. That's fine. I'll go back to my DevOps. My dear friends, I will use this annotation called as primary. Okay. Primary, if I'm using, of course, I am just asking to deploy this. That error will be gone. Fine. Apart from that, we do have one more annotation which we use in the profiles is profile. I'll specify and I will say here, what is the camel case of this class, guys? What could be the camel case of this class? What will be the ID? But I would like to just go back here and say DevOps. And this is need not to be same. If good that if you could give the same, but anyway, I'm just giving it. I would like to go back here. I would like to save this. Save this. What did I say, guys? Profile DevOps is what I have told. All of you? Yes, no, maybe. Everyone in the class? I'll go back to my application.properties files. I will say here spring dot profiles dot include equals to DevOps. That means I want this to be included almost in every environment. That's the meaning of it. I want this to be a part of the environment, all the environments. I would like to stop this and I would like to just go back and deploy my application once again. Include, not includes, include. Anyway, since I have used profile in the primary, it will be part of it. All this, Now I want you to observe few more things. I would like to go back and create constructor and give you one message. Public DevOps. And I would just like to print system.out.println. I will say here DevOps bean created. All right. Just to check which beans are getting created. I would like to go back to my Spring Boot also. And here also I'm going to specify. I'll say public. And I would like to go back here. System.out.println. I would like to say here Spring Boot bean created. Okay. All of you. Just to know which are the beans which are getting created. Okay. Guys, are you getting here? DevOps bean is created. Spring Boot bean is created. Yes, no, maybe. I'll go at the top of this class. Here also, I will just use one annotation called as profile. Profile. And name of the profile, give it as SB. Okay, I have saved it. Now I'll go back to my application.properties. What did I say here, guys? Spring.profiles.include DevOps. I would like to stop and redeploy this application. I want you to observe this. Guys, have you got anywhere the message Spring Boot bean is created? I hope you are able to understand this, everyone. So by applying this profile annotation, you can decide this particular piece of code should be part of which environment. First of all, should it be included or not? You can also specify. And you can give multiple names to profile, need not to be same. I'll say here, maybe within, whenever you give multiple names, it should be within the curly brackets. I will say here boot. That means how many names of this? SB and boot. If you give any one name also there, I'll go back to application.properties. I'll say DevOps, comma, I'll say boot. I would like to save this. After saving this, guys, see here, right now Spring Boot bin is also getting created. That means, is it a part of your inclusion whenever the application is getting deployed? Yes, no, maybe. All of you are there with me. Right now, I'll go back here and say SB boot. SB and boot. I want this to be included. I have used primary over at the top of DevOps also. Let's see whether primary has a weightage or profile has more weightage. I would like to redeploy the application, guys. Even though I have used primary here, is it getting injected? Is it getting injected here? Are you getting the DevOps being created or only Spring Boots? Only Spring Boot. Despite you have used primary there. So primary is dominating profile and profile is dominating primary. Which is dominating whom? My dear friends, it's profile. Now, is it, whenever you want to enable the profiles concept in the Spring Boot, is it compulsory to use profile at the top of the class, guys? No. It's all about different thing. But if you want some of your classes to be part of specific environments, in that case you can use, so that you can make a decision that it should be part of you or not. Fine. It is just an extra add-on option. However, have you got the context of profiles, guys? Creating multiple profiles of your application. What do you mean by creating multiple profiles? Yes, no, maybe. All of you present in the class? So it's not something very big, it's small, but you should bring it. The next topic which you need to understand is three important things. Number one is HATIOs. Number two is actuators. Number three is scopes. HATIOs, actuators, and scopes. Okay, which are very crucial. And HTTP status code and request and response body. I would like to go back here and I'll say here. Guys, Spring HATIOs official document. What it says is, instead of giving all information in one place, give some information, create a link. If our end user is clicking it, that I want to know more, only then you give the more information. Don't give everything as it is directly. Give some piece of information. If they want, they'll click it, then you give the extra information. That's the meaning of, HATIOs here. I would like to go back here. See here, I'll give some information. After some information, I'll give some link. If they click, they'll get more information. Most of you have used the e-commerce websites, Amazon's, Flipkart, or any other applications, wherein you'll get some product. And if you want to know more products, similar products, there will be link available. If you click that link, only then you'll get more information. They have implemented the concept of HATIOs. And HATIOs comes under one of the principle of REST architecture. Out of the 5 principles, one principle is to enable the HATIOs in your application. That means whenever you want to give any information to your client, don't just give it. Give some information. Attach a link to this information. If they want to know more about it, they will click it and they'll get more information about it. Yes, no? See here? Give hello world. This is the actual basic information. And you're attaching one link. If they click, you'll get more. Most of the e-commerce websites or somewhere you might have seen it, wherein you'll be getting some information. If you click it more, then only you'll get more information. And that comes because of the hate use concept. See here? How to implement, we will see. There are some structure you have to follow, but what is the basic concept of hate use? I want you to understand. Are you all able to relate, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Everyone. See here. Some documents are also there. Hypermedia driven REST web services. Hypermedia means link driven, where everything you're not how to implement that's different. We will implement it. See here, give some information about the customer. Only this much. Remaining information, want to know more about the customer, how many orders he has made, all of that. Don't give it. Give the link. Basic information of the customer. Then two links will be there. One link, more information about the personal information about the customer, how many products customer has taken. Yes, exactly, Suresh. And this is what even Spring architecture says, that principle says, that RESTful services principle says that whenever you want to give some information, give it, then attach some links to get more about it. Example, more information about the customer, one link is added. All the orders which customer has given, one link is ordered. If my end user clicks it, they will get more information. If not, they'll get only this information and two links attached to it. So fundamentally, have you understood, guys? What do you mean by HETIOS? Exactly. It is same SP. It's calling more endpoints. Exactly. Okay. I'll be implementing this, but I will show you. I'll develop the application. Have you got a basic clarity, guys? What we are going to learn next? Yes, no, maybe. And it is very, very important. No, Suresh, you'll understand that tomorrow when I implement. And I'll implement the HETIOS, guys. After implementing the HETIOS, I will talk on the scopes. I'll talk on the actuators in tomorrow's class, which are very, very crucial. There is a hiccup. I cannot continue today. Tomorrow, HETIOS, I need 15 to 30 minutes of time. Then scopes for 30 minutes of time. And 15 to 30 minutes time on actuators. Three concepts are important with respect to interview also. So HETIOS, scopes, and the concept of actuators. All three are important for interviews, and I'm going to discuss in tomorrow's class. There are 4 scopes which Spring supports. Number 1 happens to be singleton, the default scope of everything. Then the default scope of all the beans which you are creating, which Spring is creating in its IOC container. The default scope is singleton. We can make it prototype. We can make it request. We can make it a session. And this they will ask in the interview. And followed by a concept of actuators. What is actuators? Why actuator gives production ready feature? What do you mean by production ready feature? And how many endpoints by default actuator gives? And what exactly this is? And we are going to discuss this. Scopes followed by the concept of HETIOS in tomorrow's class. Monday's class, before Monday, make sure you complete the unit testing video from either the Risco dashboard or my Udemy course. Anything is fine. And be available. In Monday, I'm going to test our REST API. We have seen how to test unit testing. You understand it. I'll not teach JUnit. I'll assume that you already know JUnit. Based on this, I will write test cases for our REST API units. Whatever API methods are there, no? Those I will write. And I'll implement, I will also talk what is the need of mocking, how to use Mockito there. All of this will be discussed in the Monday's class. So before Monday, you have to complete the unit testing. Fine. And okay, Prakash. Allow me a minute. Those who could not get the free link, though, you need not to pay, guys. I don't want my student to pay for any of my Udemy courses. That's the least thing which I want, because you have given some respect and paid for whatever I wanted. I don't want further to be paid. Not just now, guys. In future also, if I launch multiple courses, you just ping me on the LinkedIn for the course. This thing, you please don't pay it. If you have paid it already, some of them have paid. I could able to see that 6 7 people. I'm happy. Thank you for that. But you could have asked me anyway. Not an issue. At least upcoming courses, whichever I launch on the Udemy, don't pay it. Just text me on the LinkedIn. I'll share you the link. Free link. Spring AI, SQL with MySQL detail is my next two Udemy courses. And here in this existing unit testing code, I'm going to add Mockito content within 1 week of time. I was not well for past 5 days, guys. I could not add because of the high fever and cough and all of that for the past 1 week. But I'll be adding that within 1 week about the Mockito and more content on unit testing existing course. Udemy business, automatically it has to be promoted. If my courses are getting watched 40% completely, and if I has more than 4 reviews in my courses, after some time, 1 or 2 months of launch, automatically it has to get added. I cannot add. Not just me, no instructor has a right to add the course in the Udemy business. Udemy has to approve it. And real business for instructors comes from the Udemy business only. Every instructor waits for your course to get added in the Udemy business, not just me. I'm eagerly waiting that my course gets added. If you guys support me with good reviews, it will be added. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for the cooperation and complete support. From the last 1 week, I could not able to take full 2 hours or 1.5 hour classes, but still you guys are supporting me. I'm really thankful for that. Tomorrow, 3 topics, guys. Most probably, I'll be discussing 3 topics tomorrow. I have listed which topics, so plan accordingly. And Monday, what I'll discuss, also I have told. Unit testing, I'll discuss for REST APIs. And then I'll discuss Kafka and Redis server. And I'll have to discuss on Tuesday's class, I will integrate a Spring Boot with the React application. Spring Boot and React integration, I will do in the Tuesday's class. Okay. And followed by I'll do the Spring batch processing, multiple data how to load, and then after the batch processing, Redis server, Kafka server I have to discuss, and after that is over, I will be starting with microservices. So next week, most probably microservices might be starting, guys. Most probably next week, we might start microservices by the time of Thursday. Next Thursday, we might start. Any chance work along with you? If there are any openings in the Telesco, we'll let you know. We have hired two in Telesco who are our students. They are doing amazing job. Two developers are there from this and alongside me. Spring security. Oh, sorry, guys. Next week I'll not be starting microservices. I forgot that I have not covered Spring AOP and security. Spring AOP and security also I have to cover. So next week AOP also will be there, and security I might start on the Friday, and after which Monday, Tuesday, next week, and then we'll start the microservices. Okay. Spring security, at least 3 days are needed, 3 to 4 days are needed minimum, and Spring EOP 1 day is sufficient. So these two things I forgot completely. I'm really sorry. I will be covering after this. We'll start. And API integration. Good, Pramod. Real API. We have seen yesterday only API integration, but I want to use some real API, okay, which are there in the internet. So all that in the next week we shall discuss. Yes, yes, yes. Yesterday there was no class, Suresh. I was not well. I started the class, but ended within the 15 minutes of time. No technical topics have been discussed. I was really having high fever yesterday, and today also I have high fever, but I've given all the tests for dengue and malarias and all of that. I hope it is nothing serious. Okay. Mm. They are very important, Prakash, but not every interview needed solid principles. Design pattern and the solid principles are subjective based on the interview role or for position they are hiring it. Okay. So it's these are the associated things which developer in general should know. It is not specific to Spring Boot or Java. They are not specific to one technology or one framework. They are generic. System design, low level design, high level design, design patterns. These things are generic irrespective of the programming language or stack you're working. So it's good to learn in your free time whenever you have a time. Go through some of the free videos are available on the YouTube and have an idea. 1, 2, 3 weeks you'll get one idea, picture about what they are. So next to next week we shall start with this. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in today's class. We shall meet tomorrow exactly 7 a.m. and continue with the topic of scopes, actuators, and HATIOs. These three topics we shall discuss in the tomorrow's class. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you all. Thank you.